Would you rather face a cosmic horror creature in the woods, walk through a room covered in cinematic blood, or discover your parents are hiding a monster? Welcome back to The Final Cut, your daily pulse in horror. I'm Travis, and today we got a major horror novel adaptation from the teams behind A Quiet Place and It, a terrifying new museum exhibit that ends in a room literally covered in gore, and a promising creature thriller adding another Hollywood heavyweight to its cast. Let's dive in. One of the most acclaimed horror novels of the last decade is finally heading to the big screen. The Fisherman, John Langan's Bram Stoker award-winning novel, is being adapted by Focus Features, with David Lowery attached to direct and co-write. Don't forget, Focus Features put out Obsession. And the producers behind this project should immediately get horror fans excited. You've got Michael Bay's Platinum Dunes, the company behind A Quiet Place and The Purge. You got Gary Dauberman, the writer behind It and Annabelle. And you've got a story that blends cosmic horror, folk horror, grief, and supernatural terror. The story follows two widowers who bond through fishing trips while coping with devastating personal loss. Eventually, they're drawn towards a mysterious location known as Dutchman's Creek, a place rumored to reconnect people with loved ones they've lost. As you can probably imagine, that does not go well. What makes this particularly interesting is David Lowery's involvement. If you've seen A Ghost Story or The Green Knight, you know he excels at atmosphere and emotional storytelling. The Fisherman isn't just about monsters, it's about grief, loss, obsession, and the dangerous things people will do for one more chance to see someone they love. This could end up being one of the most unique horror adaptations currently in development. And my question for you guys is, what's the best horror novel that still hasn't received the movie adaptation it deserves? I need my readers to chime in on that one and let me know your answers in the comments ahead.
Finished my last horror game. Nothing left to play. Then I found Fanatical. Insane deals on games every day. Link in bio.
Next up, the Academy Museum in Los Angeles is preparing what may become one of the most talked about horror attractions of the year. A new exhibit called The Horror Show opens September 6th. Your boy will hopefully be there, and runs through July 27th. And based on the details being released, this isn't your typical movie museum experience. Oscar nominee Willem Dafoe and Longlegs director Osgood Perkins help shape the exhibition as advisory board members. The exhibit explores horror history through multiple themed chambers. Psychological horror, there's like the 50th anniversary of, I think, Carrie that's going to be taking place there. Slashers, science fiction horror, religious horror, ghost stories, and more. But the part everyone is talking about, the exit. Because according to the museum, the only way out is through something called the Blood Room, an immersive space featuring walls layered in cinematic gore and designed to overwhelm visitors in a final sensory horror experience. Honestly, that sounds like something straight out of a horror movie itself. The exhibit will also feature props, costumes, photographs, screenings, and retrospectives celebrating some of the most influential horror films ever made. It's about time we've got a place like this. For horror fans, this could easily become a bucket list destination. Get your ass out there ASAP. My question for you guys, though, if you could own one horror movie prop from any film ever made, what will it be? Come on now. We know it's the chainsaw from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or maybe the chainsaw from Evil Dead 2. Who knows? But let me know what your answers would be in the conversations ahead. And it better be a chainsaw.
Streaming had nothing worth watching. Then GRUV showed up. New Blu-rays, new steelbooks. Physical media I actually own. Link in bio.
Finally, a new creature horror project just became a lot more interesting. John Goodman has officially joined Brie Larson in the upcoming horror thriller Skeletons. The film comes from director J.T. Molnar and features a story that's already generating a lot of curiosity. Rather than focusing on a monster attack from the outside, the story unfolds through the eyes of a young boy who slowly discovers that his parents may be hiding a terrifying secret, specifically something connected to his mother's true nature. The screenplay originates from a short story from Philip Fracassi, with Brian Duffield handling the original adaptation. If those names sound familiar, that's because both creators have become increasingly respected voices in modern genre storytelling. The project is also backed by J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot, which certainly doesn't hurt. At the moment, many details remain under wraps, but combining Goodman, Larson, Duffield, Molnar, and a creature horror premise centered on family secrets feels like a strong foundation. This is definitely one we'll be keeping close tabs on. My question for you guys to wrap up the show, though, is which horror movie revealed a family secret better than any other? Let me know your answers in the comments. Today's take, one thing ties all three stories together: mystery. The Fisherman asks what we do to reconnect with someone we've lost. The horror show explores the fears that have haunted audiences for generations. And Skeletons revolves around hidden truths buried inside a family. The best horror stories aren't often about monsters, they're about questions that shouldn't be asked, doors that shouldn't be open, secrets that shouldn't be uncovered, and yet we keep looking anyway. Maybe that's why horror continues to resonate decade after decade, because curiosity is often the first step towards fear. For today's Spotify poll question, which story interests you the most? The Fisherman, the horror show exhibit, Skeletons, or possibly something else? And if you enjoyed today's show, hit that thumbs up on YouTube, follow The Final Cut on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on social media so you never miss an episode at HMUNCUT. And let me know your answers to today's questions, because I want to hear about your favorite horror novels. Give me some titles, people. It's reading season. Movie props and family secret horror stories. That's it for today's episode of The Final Cut, your daily pulse in horror. We'll be back tomorrow to wrap up the week. Until then, you guys know the drill. Keep the lights on.
Want real horror coverage? Horror Movies Uncut. Smartest reviews, best interviews, no fluff. HMUNCUT.com.